Well, if you're tuned into my channel, I just want to say thank you. This is my first YouTube video ever. And let me give you a rundown of who I am. If you don't know me, my name is Deja. I'm 20 years old. And the point of this YouTube channel, well, the starting point of my YouTube channel is to document my journey of having a baby. And you can't really see my stomach right now, but I'll try to put some pics up. Yes. So I decided to make a YouTube channel after a friend recommended it to me because it's quarantine and there's like nothing else to do, but also because I'm 20 and considering that I'm so young, as per se they would say, being young and pregnant, people feel like your life is over. Like you can't do nothing in your life. You can't have your career goals. And I'm here to tell you, girl, when I first got pregnant, I thought that, but then, life don't work like that. Like, let me tell you, if you're young and you're about to be a mom, your life is still your life. You're still going to succeed in everything that you're gonna do. The only difference is that you have a broke best friend with you, and that's it, and that's all. It may be a little bit harder, but it's nothing that you can't get done. So with that being said, the story of how I found out I was pregnant and how I told my mom. So if you know me, my family's Jamaican, and my mom, she's a really stern person. So anybody who knows me knows that my mom don't play. Like, she don't play nothing. No, she is a no-nonsense woman. So I think I was more scared of telling her than being pregnant. Literally. But yeah, we'll get back to that. So let me start on the story on how I found out I was pregnant. So I'm going to tell you that I was on birth control. I was on the pill. And then let me tell y'all how weird my life is. I was on the pill. And my pill pack ran out on December 25th. Do you want to know how I remember that date? Because it was Christmas. And you know what happens when your pill pack runs out on Christmas? Nothing's open. No pharmacies are open. I can't get my prescription. So I didn't do nothing that day. So if you know what I mean, we ain't do nothing that day. So I'm here thinking like, I'm good. I'm just going to go the next day and make sure I got my prescription. But honestly, that wasn't a busy week for us. So I wasn't really concerned. Now, let me just point out that my period is irregular. And when I say irregular, I mean I'll get a period every month, but it will never be on the same day. Like, I would usually tell my period was coming because I had an app, and on the app, it would tell me, like, that my period would come a certain week, and it would usually come that week, but never on the same day every month. I just want to say, all girls who get that, God bless you, but it was never me. But, yeah, so my period was late. Like, my period was late, but it wasn't late to the point where I was too scared about it because I said my period was irregular. So it was like, it's always late, you know, it's never on time. So then time was going by and my period just was not coming. So I was here thinking like, well, I take my pills. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Where's my period? So I took a pregnancy test, and this was like a premature pregnancy test. I took a pregnancy test. I didn't tell nobody I took it. Like, my boyfriend didn't watch this video and he didn't know I took this pregnancy test. I took a pregnancy test and it said negative. So I'm like, all right, in my head, I'm not pregnant. Like, all right, cool. Continue on with life. Then, like, usually, how I know my period is coming, I get really moody and my boobs get sore. But it's not sore to where nothing can touch my breast. Like, it's just like, you know, if you a girl, you know that type of sore you get before you get that your period, how your boobs are. So my boobs are getting sore, so I'm like, okay, my period has to be coming. Weeks pass, no period. I take another pregnancy test and I'm doing all these pregnancy tests discreetly. I didn't even tell my boyfriend of my suspicions yet. But I took another one discreetly, and I'm like, all right, I'm not pregnant. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? Time passed. My period is still not here. And I think I'm on the third, fourth pregnancy test. I can say the last pregnancy test I took was the day before I went to the doctor, and that came up negative as well. And I took that with my boyfriend. So we're there, and we're like, I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. But now, the reason I made the doctor's appointment was because, remember I told you that my boobs get real sore when my period is coming? I have sore boobs. So I'm here thinking like, something is wrong with me because my period has been delayed. It has to be these birth control pills. Where is my period? So my boobs were sore, but not only were they sore, the difference was with this one was, all right, me and my boyfriend are together every day. So when you're together with a person like how we were, he could see he could see things with my body that I didn't see right away. Now, when I say that my boobs, I was always a B cup all my life. My boobs went from triple size, literally in like 2 weeks. Every day it was just getting bigger and bigger, and it started to hurt so bad that like you couldn't touch them. You couldn't touch them. It couldn't touch like my shirt, nothing. Like that's how painful my breasts were. That was what scared me. So I went to the doctor, and I'm telling the doctor all of this stuff. I even told this man, because I told you the day before we took a pregnancy test, and that still came out negative. So in my head, I'm like, I'm not pregnant. There has to be just something wrong with me that I'm not getting my period. So I'm telling my doctor all my symptoms. I'm telling him that, I get irregular periods, da da da. He takes the test. Girl, the next day, I wake up. It's around 10. And I wake up, and my doctor calls, and he's like, oh, we got your results, and it does look like you're pregnant. Dun, dun, dun. Literally, that was me. That was my life. So it's like I heard him, but everything after that was gibberish. Like I was like, I'm pregnant. Like you know when you believe something, but you really don't believe it because it's happening to you? That was me. So I'm like, I'm pregnant. So he's like, yeah, let's schedule a prenatal appointment. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Literally, after I get off the phone with him, my boyfriend calls, and he's like, oh, what the doctor say, right? I'm like, yeah. He said we having a baby. Like, for real. And my boyfriend, he started laughing. Like, he ain't laugh like, ha, ha, ha. He laughed like, you dead ass? And I'm like, yeah, man. Like, I'm dead ass. I'm pregnant. Like, we about to have a baby. So, and I said we about to have a baby because, all right, one thing with me and my boyfriend is that, like, I feel like our relationship was so strong that it was never no questioning if we was gonna have our baby. Like, it was never no questioning. Like, especially on his point, like, I could say in the beginning, like, he really wanted the baby more than me. Like, he was like, yeah, we about to have a baby, like, period. Like, that's it. We having a kid. Like, you know, me in my back head, I'm still like, I'm young. I still want to go party. I want to get drunk and go to Cancun and not have no kids. Like, I still have these thoughts and stuff. But my boyfriend, he was like, no, we about to have this baby. Like, I love you. That's it. So I was like, all right, we about to have a baby, you know. And I have to stress this. I have to stress this to all my females. Who you have a child with is going to determine how your pregnancy will be. And I have to say that I picked a perfect man to have a baby. And I think I took the right time and everything. Like, the man I chose to have a child with is a amazing man. Amazing. Like, literally, he's amazing. So, now that I found out how I was pregnant, I was more thinking of, how the hell am I going to tell my mom? So, me and my boyfriend was already planning on moving out and going wherever we went, whatever. And yes, this is my own home or whatever. So, we already was planning to move out and, you know, branch off. So, the fact that I was pregnant was just like, oh, we really got to move out now. Like, because I know my mom. I know, like, her certain morals and stuff. And me personally, I don't want to have a baby in my mom's house. Like, that's just me. So, I was scared as hell to tell my mom. So, what I did was, one day, me and my boyfriend had this big fight. And, of course, in relationships, we had fights and stuff. But this one was crazy. Like, this was a fight that, like, I was freaking screaming. Like, I was crying, everything. It was a big fight. So, I don't know if I was going so crazy because I was dramatic or because of the hormones. But more the story, I took the elevator up to my floor and I was on the floor crying about the fight that we just had. So, my mom comes out and she's like, I hear Deja. Like, she know my cry. So, she's like, oh, I hear Deja. She come out and she's like, Deja, what happened? What happened? Like, she thinks someone done stabbed me up, done did something crazy. I'm like, no, it's nothing. Like, I'm just at a loss of words because it's like, me and my boyfriend fight was like, it was just overwhelming to me because it was like, I'm pregnant. And it's like, I always want us to be perfect. So when we not perfect, and especially when I'm pregnant, I'm here thinking like, well, damn, the world is just gonna freaking end. Like, So, next thing you know, my mom's asking me, like, my mom's kind of extra, so she's like, oh, do you have something? Like, why are you crying? So then my mom says it, like, she says, like, are you pregnant? And I'm like, sniffling, and I'm like, should I just tell her right now? And I'm like, nah, it's been a long day. Maybe I don't need to tell her right now, because I'm not prepared for the reaction. So I'm like, no, I'm not pregnant. So my mom's like, oh, just talk to me. So then that day, I didn't tell her. Like, I didn't tell her that whole day. I was just crying and whatever. All right. I ended up telling her the next day. I go to work and I'm in my work locker room, right? So if your parent is Caribbean, you already know the importance of WhatsApp. That's the only thing that my mom will text on. So me and my mom, we have similar attitudes. So whenever we're not on the same page, or whenever we've got to really talk about something that's really like hard to say in person, we text. And I'm a texter. So I text her and I was like, if I had to tell you something, would you want me to tell you about it now, or would you want me to tell you about it when I figured it all out? As you said, my answer is really that is amazing. Like, it was just worded perfectly. I just deserve a pat on my back. So my mom, I don't know what got into her, but she said she said the perfect response to the point where I was like, I have to tell her. Like, this is the perfect moment to tell her. So she said to me, I would hope that you would tell me now so I can help you figure it out. I was like, oh, you've been practicing, huh? But she said that, and then, girl, I just started texting. Like, when I said I was texting and balling, I was texting and balling. Like, I was just writing a paragraph. I was like, all right, so I'm pregnant, and I didn't know how this happened. I was on a pill. This wasn't, like, it wasn't a plan, da-da-da-da. I was like, I just feel like I'm disappointing everybody by having a baby. And I was like, I want to keep my baby. Like, I said it, like, I want to keep my baby. Like, there's no question of me keeping my baby. Like, I just don't want to disappoint everybody by making this such a decision in my life, because my mom made so much sacrifices. I don't want her to feel like it was for nothing, for me to just grow up and have a kid and not continue with my life. But I want to say, for me, finding out I was pregnant only made me want to do whatever I wanted to do 10 times harder. Like, my mom literally said to me, she said, now you have to be what you want to be, because now you have a mouth to feed. Now you got someone looking up to you. And that, to me, was facts. Like, but also, right after I told the paragraph, she said to me, girl, it's not the end of the world. Like, she really said that. And if you know my mom, she don't say stuff like that. So I just feel like it was like something from God saying, like, girl, it's going to be okay. Like, she was like, it's not the end of the world. And she was like, you about to have your own plans, and just make sure that my boyfriend stick with me. But me and him is like glue, so that wasn't even a thought through my mind that we was gonna break up or whatever. But yeah, so she gave me the everything that I would want my mom to say in that moment, in such a vulnerable moment. She said it. So yeah, that's how I told her. And I also told her, I was like, don't tell nobody. And if you're from a Caribbean family, you already know that they chat to everybody. Your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your sister, everybody's gonna know. So I said, please don't tell nobody, like in secrecy. Please let it be between me and you until I'm ready to tell people. And I can say that my mom, she kept her word. Like, she didn't tell nobody until I told them. Like, and when I told them, everybody was like, oh, you told mommy? You told mommy? And I was like, yeah, mommy was the first to know. She kept my secret. So yeah, so, and that's another thing for anybody watching this video who's young and pregnant and don't know how to tell their family. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say to tell them, because a lot of times the response that you may think is gonna happen is like a total different response. Like, sometimes a family member will say something you wouldn't even imagine them to say, and that's the little push that you have, like, all right, everything's gonna be okay. So yeah, that's the story on how I found out I got pregnant, and that's the story on how I told my mom I was pregnant. I cannot stress this enough to young girls. Your life is not over. I'm not saying for everybody to get pregnant so young, but I'm saying your life will not be over. Like, if you have a headstrong, like, motivational, like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna eat regardless. If you know that inside your head, my girl, I say this with all of me, you're gonna be okay. And if you believe in a God like how I believe in a God, you're gonna be okay. I'm 20 years old now, I live in a 2-bedroom. Like, my baby is gonna have a room for themselves when they're gonna be a newborn with its own room. Like, a lot of people can't say that. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I'm blessed with. And I can say that's because of the man that I took time to have a baby with, and it's because of his work ethic, and it's because of my work ethic. Like, we made sure, like, once we decided we was about to have this baby, our life was different. Our priorities was different. Like, we have a kid now, and everything, there's a certain way everything has to be. And if you know me, you know I'm extra as hell. Like, I'm throwing a baby shower. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. So I stopped looking at it as my life is over. I started looking at it as my life has just begun, and I have a friend, a broke best friend at that, to spend it with me. So I have my own family now, and every day I get more and more and more excited. So yeah, that was my first video. Hopefully you guys subscribe below, The Real Deja Barbie. I put my Instagram down, The Real Deja Barbie. My goal for my channel is to, like, it's gonna be a documentary, a journey. Like, even after the baby, I want to keep my YouTube going, life with baby and stuff. I'm gonna get my man involved. Like, if you know, I had him for so long, I was covering his face. Now he gonna be involved in this. Like, I'm really excited about my YouTube channel and getting this thing started. So, thank you for tuning in for my first video. Subscribe and share. And, yeah, guys. Thanks.